Did you know that great things come from God? Here are some key points. God is the source of every good thing. In James 1:17, it says, every good and perfect gift is from above. Let's look at the story of Hannah. In 1 Samuel chapter 1 through 2, God gave Hannah her perfect gift, which was her son Samuel, after years of infertility. Also in the story of Esther, Esther demonstrates that God can work behind the scenes to bring about great outcomes. Esther was an orphaned Jewish girl who later became queen. Esther received courage from God by risking her life by approaching the king uninvited, trusting in God throughout the whole situation. Also in the story of Joseph, Joseph illustrates that God gives the visions before outcome. God favored Joseph to interpret dreams. The great thing God did in Joseph's life wasn't Joseph's promotion, but the impact of his life to others. Joseph went from being betrayed by his brothers and in prison to becoming a powerful leader throughout God's plan, timing, and guidance. This demonstrates that God gives intentionally, not randomly. God's gift is perfect in timing and purpose. Every good thing in your life traces back to God. If God can create a perfect world from nothing, then He can create something beautiful from your situation. Greatness doesn't come from human power or luck. It comes from God's guidance, timing, purpose. What people meant for harm, God used it for good, proving that God is the source of true greatness. God brings greatness out of small beginnings. Zechariah 4:10 tells us that do not despise small beginnings. David was a shepherd boy. God turned him into a king after defeating Goliath. Your beginning does not determine your destiny. God sees greatness in places that people overlook. Your small season is not a setback, it's a preparation for something greater. God turns impossible situations into great victories. Matthew 19:26 encourages us that with God all things are possible. In Exodus 14, God parted the Red Sea for Moses and the Israelites to escape. In Daniel 6, God shut the lion's mouth and turned Daniel's danger into deliverance. God specializes in the impossible. When you run out of options, God steps in with miracles. Your impossibility is God's opportunity. If God can split a sea and shut the lion's mouth, He can handle what's trying to overwhelm you. God brings greatness out of pain and trials. In the book of Job lost everything. His wife became a pillar of salt. God restored his life by double. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. God uses trials to shape character and position you for purpose. What the enemy meant for evil, God turned it for good. Your pain has a purpose. Gift through Jesus Christ. John 10:10 expresses, I came that they may have life more abundantly. According to Matthew 27:28, Jesus is the greatest gift. Receive salvation, freedom, healing, eternal life. Through Jesus Christ, we receive eternal life. Because God gave His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, He will surely take care of everything else in your life. God's plans are good, intentional, and full of hope. Your future is not random. It is divinely designed. God finishes what He starts. Your story is not over. God is still writing something greater for you, more than you can imagine. Honor and love are always with you. Keep trusting Him, because with God, your best days are still ahead. Be blessed.